some people call that DNA. I say like this.
Guys, move to one side, please. One side, please.
The boxing world has erupted with emotion, speculation, and fiery commentary in response to the high-octane collision between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. This matchup, decades in the making, resurrects the legendary feud between their fathers, Chris Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn, rekindling a rivalry etched deep in British boxing history. Among the most notable voices to chime in before the bout was former middleweight and super middleweight world champion Steve Collins, the man who famously handed Eubank Sr. his first professional defeat 30 years ago. Speaking to TalkSport, Collins delivered a raw, honest take. "I genuinely don't know who's going to win this. It's such a balanced fight. I see compelling reasons for both men to emerge victorious. I'm excited. It's a brilliant matchup." The build-up to the contest was anything but ordinary. Tensions flared as Eubank Jr., ever the showman, dramatically cracked an egg on Benn's head during a press conference, a moment that instantly went viral. Unshaken, Eubank explained his stance. "I don't engage in antics for show. I follow what feels right, and I stay true to myself." When the two finally locked eyes during their official face-off, there was a calm before the storm. Eubank coolly remarked, "This fight isn't about weight or size. It's about skill, mastery, and heart. These are areas I dominate in. I've forgotten more in the ring than he's learned. That gap in experience will be the deciding factor." Channeling his father's theatrical flair, Eubank promised a strategic dismantling. "The procedure will be parliamentary. I will control every moment. I'll be the matador, Ben the charging bull." Carrying the weight of family legacy, Conor Benn didn't shy away from the emotional gravity of the fight. "It's always personal for me," he declared. "People love to say it's just business. But when someone is trying to knock you unconscious, it's never just business. And this one has deeper roots." Benn expressed fierce pride in giving British fans the fight they craved. "This bout was inevitable. It never left the public consciousness. It's a true homecoming. Once I handle business here, I'll return to 147 pounds and chase world honors. I've moved up to 160 for this and one more, then it's back to my division." The stakes were raised even higher when the World Boxing Council WBC announced its support for the winner to challenge Canelo Alvarez, boxing's current megastar. WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman acknowledged the clash as a generational spectacle. "The fathers created the rivalry. The sons are making it legendary. Press conferences, social media drama, this has all the makings of an unforgettable event. When that bell rings, fans worldwide will remember this night." Sulaiman confirmed the winner would be a leading contender to face Canelo, stating, "Canelo is in a new chapter of his career, with fights planned in Riyadh and Las Vegas. Whoever wins this will step into the global spotlight." For Eubank, a 2026 fight with Canelo is entirely realistic. As for Benn, the plan is to return to welterweight and claim a world title. Benn, ranked third in the WBC welterweight standings, echoed this intention in an interview with Sky Sports. "I'll be heading back to 147 lbs and winning that world title." Veteran boxer and pundit Tony Bellew also gave his 2 cents, believing Benn had what it took to finish the job early. Speaking to First Round TV, Bellew stated, "I'm backing Conor to get it done inside 5 rounds. He's strong, aggressive, and has the hunger. He's a good kid, got a good heart. But if it goes past 6 or 8 rounds, things could get tricky. Eubank's size and conditioning will start to tell." Bellew's words echoed the opinion of many who viewed the contest as a battle of styles and stamina. Though Eubank had fought legitimate world-level opponents like George Groves and Billy Joe Saunders, he had come up short in those marquee matchups. Benn, on the other hand, had risen through the ranks with explosive knockout wins over the likes of Chris Algieri and Samuel Vargas, though his momentum stalled after a positive doping test caused their original bout to be postponed. Despite that setback, Benn returned with
Fight of two hearts.
Yeah.
My heart always says Conor. I love the kid. He's a good kid with a good heart. But if this fight goes past 6 rounds, it's a hard night to work.
It seems that's the general consensus, I think.
I think that 6-round mark is ever. You know what? I should say 8 rounds because Conor's extremely fit.
Oh, proper.
He's unbelievable, so I should go 8 rounds. It's just it's when it gets that stage, that's where weight becomes a factor and size becomes a factor. I think that's when it shows on him. But then I don't think Chris Eubank Jr. is a very good boxer. I think he's a terrible boxer. I think he's a better fighter than he is boxer. I just think he can be copped. If I'm a betting man, I'm saying Conor Benn in the first.
2 decision wins in the US and received clearance to fight in the UK in late 2024. With his record intact, the narrative shifted to whether he still had the firepower to challenge a seasoned Eubank at 160 lbs, 2 full weight classes above his norm. A 10-liter rehydration clause was put in place to level the playing field. Another voice adding fuel to the buildup was Billy Joe Saunders, who edged Eubank Jr. via split decision in 2014 in a fight still debated by fans today. Speaking to Box Nation, Saunders was skeptical of Eubank's recent performances. He's looked a bit seasoned, let's say. Eubank doesn't fight behind a jab.
Who's done what and who's the bigger, stronger man and who's got the experience at world level? You're gonna have to say Chris Eubank Jr. He's fought Groves, he's fought Billy Joe Saunders, he's been in there and beat Arthur Abraham, James DeGale, former IBF super middleweight world champion. He beat him. So he's performed at a better level and proven that at a higher weight, he kind of belongs around the world, sort of the world level status, where Conor Benn hasn't done anything. He's done nothing. Make no mistake. Yes, he banged out Chris Algieri, who was a former champ, and he looked good doing it. But it was a way past his best, Chris Algieri. I was working the commentary team for him alongside Roy Jones Jr. when Billy Joe Saunders fought Canelo Alvarez. And Chris was saying to me, I'm not in the gym, I'm not training, I'm not interested in boxing anymore. I'm going to concentrate on my punditry. About 6 months later, I'm seeing getting knocked out by Conor Benn. I thought, what is going on? Why do these fighters do it? Obviously, some of them need the bunt.
He's been in tough scraps with mid-level opponents. If Conor lands clean like Liam Smith did, I believe he knocks Eubank out. Meanwhile, the press events weren't short on fireworks, with promoter Eddie Hearn and Nigel Benn stepping in during the chaotic egg-smashing incident. Emotions were high on both sides, with national pride and family honor at stake. Joe Calzaghe, who faced Eubank Sr. in 1997, understood the intensity of such legacy bouts. He offered his take. It's a close one talent-wise, but usually size wins fights. I lean slightly towards Eubank because he's the naturally bigger man. Carl Froch, a no-nonsense analyst and former world champion, was more blunt in his analysis. In a video posted to his YouTube channel, Froch stated, Eubank's the proven commodity. He's fought and beaten former champions like Arthur Abraham and James DeGale. He's competed at higher weight classes. Benn's a ferocious puncher, but knocking out Chris Algieri doesn't stack up to what Eubank's done. Froch didn't. Fully dismissed Benn, but said if he had to pick, he'd side with Eubank. All things considered, experience, weight, resume, Eubank edges it. But boxing's unpredictable. That's why it's thrilling. From iconic veterans to modern greats, the entire boxing community was drawn into the gravitational pull of this storied showdown. With pride, history, and a potential ticket to face Canelo on the line, Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn became more than just a fight. It was an event steeped in legacy, power, and deeply personal stakes. Stay tuned for more updates as boxing's greatest family feud writes its next chapter.